Mamdani, are you going to support him?
I have learned a long time ago. Let New York politics be New York politics. We got enough challenges in Jersey.
You are the United States Senator representing the state of New Jersey, which, I don't know, is that super far away from New York City, Cenk?
Yeah, no, it's not. And that, by the way, that's why I didn't endorse Bernie Sanders, because Vermont is too far from California. So I was like, I'm frozen. I don't know what to do.
What a coward. What a complete and utter coward. So New Jersey.
Hold on. Before we get into all the horrible things about Cory Booker, and you really should watch this. We are asking on TYT.com, do you believe Cory Booker's stated reasons for not endorsing Zohran Mamdani? Yes or no? So do you believe him that because New York is 10 miles away, he can't possibly endorse? So I'll come back to that issue as well, but let's get going.
So this places Cory Booker in the same league as other corporate Democrats like Senator John Fetterman, Senator Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who are too cowardly to either endorse Mamdani or just tell us what you actually think, right? They won't do that. They won't tell you the truth. So before Cenk and I hash out and debate why we think Booker is holding out an endorsement, let's watch Booker's full exchange with CNN, and then we'll get into it. Let's watch.
I'm wondering if part of the issue with your party, do you think, is not embracing enough of the energy on the left flank of your party? You're seeing what's happening in your neighboring state in New York, Zohran Mamdani. Democratic leaders are not supporting him. Is that a problem? Do you support him?
So you and I are going to have this conversation. And I'm going to say to you one day, I told you so. This is not a left-right issue. It really isn't. It is an authoritarian versus people who want pragmatic government that makes a difference in the lives of American people. I'm one of these people that says the lines that divide us in America are not nearly as strong as the ties that bind us. Big corporations, people want to keep our eyes on the screen, want to pit us against each other and tell us how much we should hate each other. I'm sorry. The left-right lens is not the right lens to look at this right now.
Mamdani, are you going to support him?
I have learned a long time ago. Let New York politics be New York politics. We got enough challenges in Jersey. I got a governor's race. I'm supporting Mikey Sherrill. I got legislative races. That's where my energy is going to go going into November. New York City, I love you. You're my neighbor. You're about 10 miles from where I live. You guys figure out your elections. I'm going to focus on mine.
There is no left versus right issue here. The issue is whether a Democratic senator is willing to endorse the Democratic candidate in the mayoral race in New York City. And clearly, Cory Booker doesn't want to do that. And the real question is why? Why doesn't he want to do it? Could it have something to do with the fact that he is heavily funded by AIPAC? And maybe he knows that his masters don't want him to support a guy who said this on the debate stage for the mayoral race? Let's take a look.
First visit, I would visit the Holy Land.
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to Ukraine, 2 of our greatest allies fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone, this was the debate stage for the mayoral race. And Mamdani was the only one who said, no, I'm good. I'm running for mayor. I'm going to stay here and represent the people of New York City as the mayor. Why would you care about the mayor visiting a foreign country?
Yeah, I know it's preposterous, but guys, I don't want to bury the lead. Like, I'm going to tell you a little bit later about a story I heard from someone from the Israeli lobby about Cory Booker, which is huge. So don't miss that. All of this is related, unfortunately, to the Israeli lobby, right? So real quick on the clip we just showed you about Cory Booker, and there's much worse news coming out about Booker in a second that we're gonna share with you. Number one, his first part was just gobbledygook. Like, oh, I think we should all get along, blah, 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 blah. And look, I'm the first guy to say, oh, you got someone who agrees with you on the right? Let's go, let's do a coalition, et cetera. But Anna's right. What does the New York mayoral race have anything to do with left-right issues? It doesn't have anything to do with it. You're just saying crap to try to distract people. And then whenever an establishment figure wins a primary, they're like, unity! Even before they win the primary. They're like, they demand unity, but on their side against our candidate. The minute a progressive wins, they're like, unity, nobody cares. No way, we're not gonna do it. He's opposed to Israel. Unacceptable, okay? If you think it's not about Israel, For some folks, it's about his economic issues. For the politicians, it's 100% about Israel. So now let's prove it.
All right, so let's take a look at AIPAC Tracker, which tracks how much money congressional lawmakers receive in AIPAC donations. Oh wow, look at that. $871,563 received from the pro-Israel lobby. That's for Cory Booker, of course, and there's more. So in 2019, and try not to vomit as I give you this information, Booker gave a speech to a closed-door meeting of AIPAC activists, and The Intercept luckily obtained a recording of his comments. Let's share some excerpts with you. Booker spoke about working closely with the organization and his desire to create a unified voice from Congress against the boycott, divest, and sanctions movement, otherwise known as BDS. Booker thanked AIPAC President Mort Friedman for his leadership and his friendship, telling the crowd that he and Friedman talk often and text message back and forth like teenagers. You're embarrassing. Without naming Representative Ilhan Omar, a fellow Democrat from Minnesota, Booker also condemned her recent remarks as absolutely unacceptable. Tweeting about AIPAC's influence in Congress, Omar wrote, "It's all about the Benjamins, baby." Now, obviously, we're talking about AIPAC, which politically bribes our politicians to represent the best interests of Israel, a foreign government, a foreign country. So is it not all about the Benjamins? It could also be about blackmail, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. Now, Booker also told the audience that when Netanyahu addressed Congress, this really pissed me off. When Netanyahu addressed Congress during the Obama administration in opposition to the Iran nuclear deal, which by the way prevented Iran from developing nuclear weapons, Booker worked with AIPAC to try to stop fellow Democrats from boycotting the speech because we need to show a unified front in our support for Israel. He is one of the most pathetic lawmakers in Congress. Don't care that he's a Democrat. That's embarrassing. Cenk.
Okay, so before I get to the story that again a funder of Cory Booker told me, let's break this down. What we've learned through this report on The Intercept. So he goes in front of AIPAC and tells them that they're AIPAC, if in the old days, used to be bipartisan, and so they would support Israel. I get it. I don't like a foreign government controlling us, and AIPAC, gave so much money to both sides of the aisle that they do control our government. Cory Booker's a great example of it. But back then, at least they weren't pro-genocide yet, okay? So now AIPAC is 100% right-wing, pro-Netanyahu, and pro-genocide. Nevertheless, Cory Booker goes there on his knees, groveling to them, going, "I swear I'll bring Democrats to you. I swear I'll make it seem like the whole country is united in favor of genocide. I'm like almost in love with you. I text like a little teenager in love with, Israeli lobby, Israeli lobby." And then he has the temerity and the great irony of saying, "Can you believe Ilhan Omar said it's all about the Benjamins? How evil and anti-Semitic and all that. Now, can you please give me money?"
Pathetic. Pathetic. And by the way,
come on, how do you not see that irony?
Yeah, any condemnation for all the various ministers in Israel who keep talking about genociding the Palestinian people and stealing their land? I guess there's no contempt for that kind of commentary, those kinds of statements. Anyway, last week, as we had explained on the show, for the first time ever, a majority of Senate Democrats voted against sending additional military aid to Israel. Unfortunately, not enough Democrats because that resolution didn't pass. However, Booker was not one of the Democrats who voted against sending additional military aid to Israel. And in this photo taken last month, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu smiles with a group of US senators. And guess what? Cory Booker's one of them. I don't know if he's trying to hide in the photo, but he's in the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all corrupt. They're all Israel first. They all work for a different government, a foreign government. They betrayed this country. They take money from AIPAC. They sell you out for money and power and fame. They're disgusting. Senator Ted Cruz is high on that list, as you saw in that picture.
Yep.
And so is Senator Cory Booker. If you're a Republican or a Democrat, please snap out of it. You think, oh, the other side is the devil and so bad. But my beloved Democratic senators, Cory Booker did a 24, 25-hour speech that did nothing. But it was like great theater. He's one of my favorite actors. He's such an angel. No, he works for Israel. Okay, now.
He literally wrote a book about his filibuster, by the way. He wrote a book.
So stupid.
Published by Macmillan Publishers, which used to be owned by Robert Maxwell. Anyway, go ahead, Jake.
Okay, that's the legendary Israeli spy who stole our nuclear secrets and gave it to Israel.
Yeah.
Whose daughter happens to be Ghislaine Maxwell. So I recently debated Rabbi Shmuley Boteach at Oxford. It was about Israel. Afterwards, I don't know why he told me this. It was definitely not off the record, and I don't know if he's telling the truth. But I'm going to relate to you what he told me. He said that the Israeli lobby had given Cory Booker $26 million throughout his career until Obama was in office. So that's all the way back in the Obama years, according to Rabbi Shmuley, okay? And he said that once Booker, to his credit, said that he agrees with Obama on the Iran deal, even though you just saw, he said, but don't worry, I tried to rally the Democrats to kiss Netanyahu's ass anyway. And maybe that was him trying to go over the top to try to get back into good graces of the AIPAC donors, right? The Israeli donors, Israeli supporting donors. But he did do the right thing on the Iran deal. And Rabbi Shmuley said, then we cut him off. From then on, until he got back into their graces, he got no more money. I don't know why he said that to me. He knows we don't agree on Israel. I don't know if he was bragging and saying, we control all of them, right? So that's interesting context. And Rabbi Shmuley's an interesting character. And if you say I don't really believe him, okay, no problem. I'm just relaying to you what he told me, okay? So now, Cory Booker, with all of that context, in the middle of starving Palestinians to death, goes and gives a speech at AIPAC about how much he loves and adores Israel and how he will work overtime to make sure that the Democrats also obey Israel and that there's no real fight. Like, don't worry, guys. Maybe we'll go out there and do some optics like my filibuster stand on a bill that didn't exist. It's the most empty filibuster in American history, right? But like that, I will do optics where we'll go huff and puff. Oh my God, we are slightly concerned about the Palestinians. And then we'll let you slaughter them. Where's the check? Give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. By the way, it's not, I can't believe Ilhan Omar said it's all about the Benjamins. Where are the Benjamins? Where are the Benjamins? Okay, I'll kiss your ass. I'll do anything for Israel as Cory Booker. Cory Booker is useless. And all that smiley fake stuff, what a sick actor. Like, hey, I don't know anything about New York. Who's Zohran Mamdani? I try not to get involved. It's 10 miles away. Happy talk. Okay, and what drives me crazy is that for decades, Democratic voters have been tricked by actors like Cory Booker. And they believed mainstream media, they believed MSNBC, that Cory Booker was a good person, trying his hardest to help you. But golly gee, all the money went to Israel. Wow, there was nothing Cory Booker could do. Hey, can we get paid family? Israel has paid family leave. Can we get paid family leave? Oh, there's nothing we can do. We had to give the money to Israel, but we couldn't give you paid family leave.
Well, Cenk, we gotta work. We gotta earn money. We're the top pay pigs for the genocidal regime in Israel.
So look, you can hate Cory Booker and you should, okay? You should despise all of these greasy, lying politicians who don't represent you at all, okay? But remember, if you just take it out on Cory Booker, you're missing the point. Ted Cruz is at least as bad. I mean, you add in the other stuff that Ted Cruz does worse, but it doesn't really matter. It's a tie at 0. Almost none of them represent you at all, and it's not just about Israel. They'll do anything for donors. So you think if it was Norway that was giving him legalized bribes, Cory Booker wouldn't be on his knees for them, and Ted Cruz wouldn't be beating Cory Booker off to get there first, right? It's almost all of the Republican politicians and almost all of the Democratic politicians. Stop believing that your side is angels because Fox News or MSNBC told you, or the New York Times told you. They're all crooks. They don't represent you at all. The only people you can trust are people not taking corporate PAC money and not taking dirty disgusting, blood-soaked AIPAC money. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.